So I was suggested to share about my own experience. I was given some information the other day that, while I have a lot of information to share and it's powerful and you love it, sometimes sharing my own life experience is what helps you actually receive the information. So I'm going to share a little bit about my life, and I'm sharing it in the juicy prime moment of it. That's why I'm still in my towel and a little bit wet, because I'm right after the sort of still in the tail end of it, but also going to share with you. So I wanted to share about pleasure. First of all, it's a beautiful day and that brings me pleasure, but pleasure and desire and how all of that ties into one another. And so I'll give an example. This morning I experienced intense desire. And this desire was to connect physically, was to share expressions of love with my beloved, and to really just get some TLC in the form of some physical touch, right? Well, my partner did not receive my communication for what it was. Apparently in my communication there was expressions of textures of neediness and these energies, right? So as I'm tender in the morning and vulnerable, I'm very vulnerable in the morning. I'm like this tender little sensitive child. So I was in that space and expressing desire, and then being told that my desire sounded needy. So after that having been very challenging for me, and being in a tender, vulnerable space already, what I've learned to do when I experience desire is to really give myself that desire, to let myself feel my own desire. So I sat in front of the mirror and I received the depth of my own desire as it was coming from myself, giving it to myself. And what that did was, unbeknownst to me, brought up a lot of emotion, brought up a lot of sensations, brought up a lot of fear, brought up a lot of past energy. There was no story, but there was this energy of it having been moments in the past where my desire wasn't received for the beauty and the love and the genuine purity that it is. And so all of that was coming up for me as I was receiving my own desire. So I sat in front of the mirror for about 10-15 minutes just crying and giving myself love. And then after that, I loved myself and gave myself pleasure. So what that pleasure did was, that pleasure sealed in whatever shift was happening. And, you know, we can experience transformation through pain, but we can also experience transformation through pleasure. So while I was amidst crying and bawling and feeling this wave come through me, I started loving myself, touching myself, holding myself in the way that I desired the other to hold me, and, you know, caressed my own face. And obviously doing that brought up more tears and more tears. And I just continued to do this until I felt like I was done. And then I used Ho'oponopono to love myself, and I actually touched myself in my lovely genital area, and I gave Ho'oponopono to myself, and you know, apologize to myself. And thank you for whoever's watching. This is such a vulnerable share. You know, I also invoked the goddess. And after I was done with this, or as I was becoming close to the end of this experience, I hopped in the shower, I sang, I moved my body, I nourished myself, and I feel that there's a sense of completion and a sense of love and a sense of peace and a sense of joy and a sense of satisfaction. And all of that happened this morning. So I hope some of that was of benefit to you. Know that in my experience, I speak about pleasure and I speak about desire. And one thing I've emphasized to people about desire, because of my own experience, is if you're experiencing desire and you feel like your desires aren't being met, start to practice receiving your own desires. Sit in front of the mirror, sit by yourself in meditation, and really allow yourself to receive that desire as if you are the other receiving that desire. And I guarantee some beautiful things might happen because of that. And it's a lovely practice nonetheless. And if anyone has anything to share, I'm available, and I love you. And if you're watching this live or if you're watching this later, I hope this has been of some benefit to you. And yeah. Blessed be, blessed be. There's a lot more I could say on this. I'm going to share a next live video probably within the next week. I can't say specifically what day, but it's going to be on the topic of rebirthing yourself and what that means to me and my own experience with having several rebirths like every couple months. And I love you. Blessings. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining. It's so beautiful out here. And everyone gets to see the baby pup sitting in the sun, enjoying it like an angel. Happy day, happy day.